What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to be checking out an article that just dropped for Xwing about the new RZ-2 A-Wing for the new Resistance faction that's coming up. Now this ship is actually an upgrade from the A-Wing that we have for the Rebel faction. Now it's a newer model, newer version, so the model's going to look different because it's a newer ship. It's still an A-Wing, but it's a new type of A-Wing. It's more advanced. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the ship model itself. The ship model itself looks very good. It looks very detailed, and I think it's going to be a nice model. I think it's going to look a little edgier than the A-Wing we have now. It's going to look a little more sleek, and of course you would expect that because it's a newer ship. Going on to the dial, the dial is pretty good. It has all of the 2 maneuvers are blue. It has 1 turns. It has 3 Segnors loops. It has the 3 turns are white, but the 3 straight and banks are blue, and the 4 and 5 straight are blue, and it has a 5K turn that is red, of course. Now something interesting about this ship is that it's going to need all those blue maneuvers, and I will tell you why in just a minute. So we had quite a few cards spoiled from this expansion, and we're going to take a look at them now, starting with the pilots, and then I will go over the upgrades. So first off, we have Talisan Lintra. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but hey, Star Wars names are hard to get, okay? So something interesting to notice about this ship right off the bat, alright, is it does have a turret primary weapon. But if you read Refined Gyro Stabilizers, it can only rotate it from the front arc and the back arc. So you won't be able to shoot on the sides. It can only go from front to back. Now, it also reads after that, after you perform an action, you may perform a red, boost, or rotate turret action. But something that's interesting that I noticed is there's not actually a rotate turret action on your action bar. We have focus, evade, target lock, barrel roll, and boost. And all those are white, but there's no rotate turret. So in order to rotate your turret, you're going to have to do it after you do an action and take a stress. So you're really going to need those blue maneuvers to clear that stress for your next turn. Now the ship itself has a 2 primary attack with the turret, of course, 3 agility, 2 hull, 2 shields, and this particular pilot has a charge. I don't think we're going to have an initiative 6 pilot in this expansion, but 5 is pretty good to have on a ship like this. So her ability reads, while an enemy ship in your bullseye firing arc performs an attack, you may spend a charge. If you do, the defender rolls 1 additional defense die. So if you're looking at an enemy ship and it's in your bullseye arc, firing on another ship, that ship that's being attacked can roll an additional die. Now, I am pretty sure you can use this on yourself, but in the article it was leaning more towards trying to protect other ships, but you can use this for yourself. The next pilot we have on here is also a 5 initiative, Lulo Lampar. They just want to fill it with names you can't pronounce. But let's get into his ability. While you defend or perform a primary attack, if you are stressed, you must roll 1 fewer defense die or 1 additional attack die. So if you get stressed, or rather when you're stressed, because if you need to rotate your arc, you're going to be stressed. So this will allow you to either roll 1 fewer defense die or 1 additional attack die. Now honestly, I don't know why you would want to roll 1 fewer defense die. I feel like it's pretty much going to be rolling additional attack die, but even still you have that option if you want to do it for some reason. And the third pilot we have on here is Greer Sonal, something a little more simple in name. And his ability is after you fully execute a maneuver, you may rotate your turret arc. Now, I think this is definitely a good pilot, even though his initiative is 4. I think he's just as good as the other pilots because he basically can give you 3 actions. So rotate turret is technically an action, so you could do it after executing a maneuver and perform an action and perform a red boost. So that would give you 3 actions in 1 turn taking a stress. that is worth it. Whereas taking a stress to rotate your turret, I'm not so sure if that's worth it. But getting 3 actions for a stress is definitely worth it. So now we're going to check out the upgrade cards that was spoiled in this expansion, and I'm pretty sure this card was shown in another article, but it's on here, so we're going to go over it. It's heroic. It's an elite talent, and while you defend or perform an attack, if you have only blank results and have 2 or more results, you may re-roll any number of your dice. So basically stops you from completely blanking out. I don't know how useful this is going to be, because while blankouts do happen, I think you're going to be modifying your dice and stuff, and with rerolls and focus, I don't think it's going to be much of a factor. I don't think it's really reasonable to bring heroic, but hey, if you just don't want to blank out, well, there's an option for you. Next upgrade we're going to talk about is the tech upgrade. It is small ship only, and it is primed thrusters. While you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you can perform boost or barrel roll actions even while stressed. So this will let you do boost and barrel roll at least twice in a row, but you can't just rack them up infinitely. You will need to clear those stress if you have to, or you just won't be able to use your ability. And the next upgrade is also a tech upgrade, but this one is resistance only, and this one's pretty interesting. This is called Ferrosphere Paint, and after an enemy ship locks you, if you are not in that ship's bullseye firing arc, that ship gains 1 stress token. Now, I think this could be pretty useful, although a lot of ships aren't lining up bullseyes unless they specifically have something to do with the bullseye firing arc. So this could be useful, it could not be. I think this is just going to kind of have to wait, see how it's played. Giving out stress is good, and there's not a lot of things that do it in the game anymore since 2nd edition come out. But I'm just not sure how this card's going to work so well. It really is not dependent on how you're playing. It's really dependent on your opponent, because of course you don't want to be in their arc at all. You really don't want to be in their bullseye firing arc. I guess if you happen to be, then this card would be really useful, but at the same time, it's really hard to line up those bullseyes at range 2 and especially at range 3. So I don't know how useful this is going to be, but it sure is an interesting card being able to hand out stress. And lastly is one we've all familiar with. It's proton rockets. This is not new to this expansion, but it was included with this when talking about some of the pilots and things that can benefit from these upgrades. And I just thought I'd show it in case you haven't seen it or you're not familiar with it. Proton rockets literally has an A-wing on the art in 1st edition. I always ran this on an A-wing because it was really cool. It gives you a 5 dice attack, but they have to be in your bullseye firing arc and at range 1 to 2, but you can only use it once. And it does have that added requirement that you need a focus. Alright, there you have it. That's all the cards that were spoiled in this new A-wing article. I didn't read the whole article word for word. I'll drop a link down to it in the description below because you can read it, so I wanted to talk about stuff people don't actually realize. Here's a pro tip. If you see on the FFG article blue words, you can click on it and pull up the actual picture of the cards. That's where I got all these pictures from. You can check all this stuff out for yourself over at the FFG website. Put a link down in the description below. Honestly, I'm not sure how the resistance is going to do in Xwing. I've kind of been a little underwhelmed by the ships lately. I'm not super excited. I'm very excited for the First Order, but I just don't know what to feel about this new Resistance faction. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you excited for it or not? What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on the new A-Wing? Make sure you drop a comment down below to tell me what you think. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more awesome X-Wing content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.